after Spain met together in the sour rain. Put in a bag, tied round with string. If you tell me this riddle, I'll give you a ring. We don't have a ring, you icky. Boing, 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 boing. Do, 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 do. Icky, it's only a few more days till our birthday now. Oh, you just right, Icky. There's gonna be cake and there's gonna be all sorts of lovely things. Boing, boing.
Wimpy, for star's sake, you'll never get to sleep if you don't settle down. And keep that new voice down, please. You'll wake Alfie and then you'll keep us up all night. Again? Icky, make us stop talking and get to bed.
But we can't. Icky's not tired. I'm not tired. We're not tired, are we, Icky? It's our birthday in a few days, isn't it, Icky? We've never had a birthday before. Have we, Icky?
If you don't get into bed in 5 seconds, Impy, you won't have a birthday this year either. I'll sing a song that'll make you sleep so deep you won't wake up till Thursday when it's all over.
You wouldn't.
4 seconds.
But no.
3.
No.
2.
Oh, all right. Oh, come on, Icky. We don't like Bert, do we, Icky? He's mean, isn't he, Icky? Let's go to bed. Oh, goodness. Come on, Icky. Help me. Just get this down. Oh, goodness. Now settle down, Icky. Now put your head down. Oh, goodness. This is me. Oh. There. We're in bed.
That's better. Here, give me a hand if you want me to come up. Oh, thanks. Oh, I swear this bed gets higher every night. Ouch. There I am. Impy, didn't you ever have birthdays where you were before?
What? I thought yes, you mean? No, I wasn't long enough there.
No, silly, you know very well I don't mean at Auntie Ellie's. I go there too, don't forget. I mean at Sparkle Home. Impy, why can't you ever talk about that? It sounds just by its name as if it was a beautiful place. But the way you shush me and your face gets all closed if I ever mention it, it's like it was horrible and you never want to think about it.
It wasn't horrible, silly old lap. Shh. Tell me a story.
Oh, please, Impy. Please tell me about it. You don't have secrets from your Bert now, do you? What was it like?
Bert, like you can do magic, and you know all kinds of those stuff that you learned, yeah?
Well, I know a bit, yes.
Well, suppose you wanted to, Miss Davis from Rainbows, who thinks you're only my little baby brother, and you talked it to her in your own real voice, and you told it her all the stuff you knowed, and told her how to get onto that really secret place on the internet where you go and you won't never let me look. Would you get into really bad trouble?
Would I ever? They'd probably lock me up and throw the key away.
Well, I don't know why, Bert. I don't know why. But when you mention things, it makes me feel like that. It wasn't horrible. It was beautiful. Really gorgeous and special. Too special to talk about. And if I did talk about it, it might spoil things. And I don't want to spoil things, but I don't want to spoil things. I'm such a happy Lacey Lou now. You and Mummy and Daddy and the little Alfie. I don't want nothing's changed. Not never. And not because I said anything I shouldn't.
Oh, you're a good girl, Impy. You really are. I'm sorry for being nosy, but change isn't always something to be afraid of.
Cheers? I don't like it. I want everything to stay just the same as it is now.
But it can't. Things change every single minute of every day. They're only little changes, but nothing ever stays quite the same. And some changes are nice. I mean, we've just had a huge change in this house, haven't we? He's sleeping right next door this very minute.
Oh, yes, the little Alfie. But I don't like nasty changes.
Well, no one does, but even nasty changes turn out for the best sometimes. Do you know, I had to make a huge change. One I thought was very nasty at first on my birthday, and it lasted a very long time. But it ended up bringing me here, right to my Lacy Lou.
It did? Oh, what happened? Tell me.
Snuggle down then, and I will.
Oh, I just know. Now you be quiet, Itty. I don't want to hear one peep out of you. I mean it. You mustn't interrupt Bert. No, not by one single word. Now is that clear, Itty? I mean it, Itty. I'll push you out the bed. Now be quiet. We're ready now, Bert.
All right, here we go, Impy. It was my 13th birthday, a very important one. In the Lep world, when you turn 13, you start to learn some kind of trade, or if you're a femme, you're expected to start learning to run a cube, a home in human terms. In other words, you start to grow up. If, like me, you learn all you can from books, it's an even more important birthday because you might be chosen to go to the Academy of Sharon in the Old Country, where all leprechauns originated from the beginning of the world. That's Ireland, Impy.
And what do you do with the son of thing place?
I'm just about to tell you, Imp Face. At Sharon, you learn all about how to take care of humans. It's a long and very hard training course. It lasts for 17 whole years.
17 years? That's forever.
Well, not quite, but it's an awfully long time for a young lep. You can't go home or see visitors or leave the academy at all during that time. They say that Sharon knows a lep who can work with humans when they're born. And if you're not chosen then, no amount of learning and hard work can make you chosen.
But what if you don't want to go?
Do you know, Impy? I really don't know. I don't believe it's ever happened. That's how right the Sharon teachers are in their choices. I've never ever heard of someone they chose not wanting to go. I've heard of lots of leps wanting to go who didn't make it, but not the other way around.
Wow. So what happened on your birthday? Did you have a party?
Well, not exactly. There were so many of us we couldn't afford to do anything too special, but Mum did try to make an extra nice tea on our birthdays and let us off some of our chores.
Oh, I love the sound of your mummy. I do so want to meet her.
She is a lovely mum, and she let me off looking after the little ones on this morning so I could go out for a walk. I zapped out to a really nice field I knew, where there was a hedgerow thick with may blossom. My birthday's at the start of May, you know, Impy, and the hedge was white with this lovely, sweet-smelling blossom.
Oh, what did you want it for?
To make new pyjamas for Icky with. Stop asking questions, you silly imp. Stars. Well, the field was part of a farm, but there had been nobody about when I zapped in for my May blossom but a pony, quietly grazing. Suddenly, a little girl came through the gate with a bag of carrots. I had to hide in the hedge quick smart, and I was only just in time. She fed some of the carrots to the pony, then put a halter on it and led it away. When they'd gone, I saw she'd left the bag, with a lot of carrots in there, behind. I thought a few carrots wouldn't be missed if I didn't take them all, so I popped out, took 4 big fat carrots, and zapped home with my basket.
Ooh, that was good. I bet you had a lovely tea that night, Bert.
We did, Impy. Mum made a lovely hot pot with the carrots and some other things that she'd already had, and she made a gorgeous May cake with the blossom. It came up all light and fluffy. It's one of my favourite lep cakes, and you only get it once a year.
I wish I could taste some.
I don't think you'd like it, Impy, but for leps it's delicious. Well, I'd just taken my very first bite of cake when there was a swish, a tinkling sound, and a swirl of green stars.
Ooh, what was that?
Well, we all knew it was something very, very important indeed. In the lep world, seeing green stars usually means bad, bad, bad news. Or even worse, trouble. But if you see them on someone's 13th birthday, it means only one thing.
Didn't stasis. What?
Impy, are you going to let me tell you this story or not? Icky, make her shut up or I'm going away.
No. Don't you dare. I told you about talking, Icky. Tell him, Icky, he mustn't go away. Now come on, Bert. It's all right. We'll be quiet.
I should think so. Well, the green stars cleared, and standing there, right beside our scrubbed wooden table, stood a tall, rather strict-looking lep femme, all dressed in green. She had snow-white hair pulled tightly back from her face in a knot, and she was wearing gold-rimmed spectacles. I'd never seen spectacles to that day, Impy.
Oh, who was
She was Madame Linara, the head of all houses at Shonosharon. She looked at us all, sitting around the table, and then her eyes met mine. It was as if she knew who I was and everything about me.
Oh, wow.
Now, when a lep is chosen for Shonosharon, there's a kind of ritual that happens. I could hardly believe this was true, but I saw Madame Linara beckon to me and give me a tiny smile. I got up from my seat and came to her. As I passed my mum, I could see she was in floods of tears. This was what she had always dreamed of for me, but it was a very sad day for her. Remember, Impy, she wouldn't see me again for a very long time. My dad wasn't showing much emotion. Dad never does, but he was very proud of me, I could tell. The others were just looking. Some of the little ones were a bit bewildered. They didn't quite know what was happening.
Oh, I'd have tried if I'd been there.
Oh, Impy, you're so sweet. Anyway, I stood in front of Madame Linara and looked right at her. You have to do that. She put her hand on my head and said, "Batalius Alphadan, you have been chosen. The families wish you to undergo training at the Academy of Shonosharon to dedicate your life to helping others. Are you willing?"
Oh, what did she mean about the families?
She meant the oldest lep families, Impy. They live in the old country and look after everything in the lep world, like royalty and the government does in your world. Anyway, I bowed very low and said, "I am willing. I dedicate my life to helping others." And that was that. I wasn't a child any more. I had a very long way to go and lots of work to do. I only had time to shake hands with my dad and give my mum a big hug, ruffle the little one's hair, and kiss Mella, my precious and favourite sister. Then Madame Linara told me to wait outside while she had a word with my parents. I went outside to wait, and that's the last I saw of them for 20 years.
Oh, goodness gracious me. That's such a long time, Bert. How did you bear it?
It was hard at first, Impy. The school was huge. It was cold and wet in the old country. The work was hard, and I was always getting into scrapes. But I had a letter from home once a week. I made lots of friends. I loved my work. It wasn't all sweets. I'll never try to tell you it was. But I made the best of it. And in the end, I came to work for Daddy. And then things got really good. And now there's Mummy and you, and all the babies, and even Alfie the Barbarian.
Oh, yes. The little Alfie. And we'll have a lovely time at my birthday on Wednesday. You see. Wait till we have my little party on Wednesday. There's gonna be presents.
There will not. A beetle. We've told you. A matchbox with a beetle inside. That's all Lacey Lou's gonna get.
No. I don't like beetles. I don't want a beetle. I don't want a nasty old beetle. No. Lacey Lou's getting something pretty. Josiah Princess. I am Lacey Princess. I'm not getting a beetle, nasty old Bert, nasty old...
Oh, you can laugh. Just you wait till you open that beetle. It's a very nice beetle. Then you'll see.
You're so silly. I don't believe you. If I'm getting a beetle for my birthday, then you're getting a moldy pancake for Christmas. So there. Anyway, if you don't stop being nasty, I won't invite you over to my big party. We're going on Saturday to my really big party at Lingwin's. Auntie Polly's having it at Lingwin's house till she knows there isn't a room here, and Mummy's coming to help, and we're going to have all kinds of lovely things, and all the pinches are going to be there.
Yes, and we're having a Rapunzel cake. Don't forget that.
Ooh, no, I won't, but it's going to be so good.
I never thought I'd ever get to go to any parties. Mummy couldn't take me trick-or-treating or to parties. She was afraid I'd get knocked over or be found out. But I can go with you, so that's another lovely change.
Yes, it is, Bert. I love taking you to parties as my little brother. I didn't know you couldn't get to parties. Oh, I'm glad that's a nice change for you.
Don't ever be afraid of changes, Impy darling. We can't stop them from happening. Sometimes they're nice, sometimes just the opposite. But if we always try to make the best of whatever happens to us, even if it's something absolutely rubbish, we can get through even awful things easier.
I'll remember.
Now come on, it's getting late. Have you got a clean hanky?
Yes. It's right here under my pillow. And my juice is just here.
Good girl. Then snuggle down. Time for the song. You start it. Hands together. Eyes closed.
The sun went down and the jungle fire was burning. Down the road came a pretty maid, and she said, I'm never turning. I'm going to a land that's far away, beside the crystal fountain, where there's peace and joy for each girl and boy. It's the big rock candy mountain. Oh, the birds and the bees and the lollipop trees, the ice-cold soda fountain, where the lemonade springs and the bluebird sings. It's the big rock candy mountain. In the big rock candy mountain, there's a land so fair and bright. You can laugh and play, you can sleep all day, and then stay awake all night. The chickens are already cooked, the fruit is ready peeled. I want to go where there'll be no snow, where the rain won't fall and the wind won't blow, and each trouble will be healed. Oh, the blooming of the flowers and the honeydew showers, the cherry cola fountain, where the stars can glow pink and the moon can wink. It's the big rock candy mountain.